All right, welcome. Today we're going to do a meditation to help you find that place of rest and relaxation and rejuvenation within yourself. We're going to do that by looking at your auric space, just starting to gently set a boundary for yourself there. And then we're going to move through a guided physical body scanning, looking at each chakra, what is showing up in your space potentially that's making it even more challenging for you to find a sense of rest. It's causing any discomfort, places of tension, disconnection, dis-ease, whatever may be showing up. And I invite you to be in a place of that observer. We have a lot of places it's easy to judge ourselves, be harsh with ourselves. This meditation is about just noticing those places of invalidation and judgment, and starting to loosen the grip around them so that we can relax. So that you can really invite in your parasympathetic nervous system, really turn on that rest and digest response, that healing response. So we can move out of that fight or flight or that hypervigilance that causes us to keep going, to not be able to feel safe or safe enough to relax or waiting for that shoe to drop. We're going to start to let that go and unwind some of that. So I invite you to take a nice long deep breath. We'll pause at the top and slowly and softly exhale. And take another nice, long, deep breath in your nose. Really expanding your belly. Again, pausing at the top. And taking a nice exhale. And first, let's notice your space around you, your aura. Just check in all around you, sides, above, below. And how does it feel? Does it come in any places? Does it expand maybe out a little bit too much in some places? Does it feel tight anywhere? Is it smooth? First, I invite you, after you start to notice that, to imagine inviting any of your energy back, calling any of your energy back. We tend to get so busy with people around us, things we have to do, people we feel responsible for. Just start to invite your energy back to yourself. And just trust that it can come back from all those different places. You don't have to do this mentally. Let it come in. When that starts to feel complete, I invite you now, any energy stuck in your body or around your body, start to let it go. Just imagine it leaving your physical space, your auric space, really owning your own energy, anyone you might think of or sense, feel, just imagine letting them go. This is time for you in your own light, your own space, your own information and clarity. You taking time to be with, nurture, and love yourself. Remember that aura is that space approximately 12 to 18 inches around your physical body. If you imagine if someone were in front of you and walking towards you, where you start to flinch, not where you see them, but where you start to really sense them in your body, that's that boundary, that's that edge of your aura. And you can check in with that in different spaces. Maybe on one side it's different than the other side. I know behind me on my right, I tend to collapse mine a little bit, and I do this process to then start to bring it back out so I can really own my space. So now at that edge of your aura, we're going to imagine a big, thick, clear piece of plexiglass. And I love this glass because it helps you start to own your boundary. This is something you can do all the time, as often as you'd like. You could just pull this one piece out, and I've got longer processes for this to really clear out and move through if someone's creating a challenge with you, or if you're having some issue, or if you just have someone that's in your physical space a lot, or in your emotional, mental, or energetic space a lot. It's great to really do a deep clean with that, so that you can own your space and see what's really going on, why you're inviting them in, why you're letting them in. Because no one gets in our space unless there's a match, and unless we choose to let them in. So building awareness is really important to get to deepen our understanding of ourselves and our connection with ourselves. But for today, this is about rest and rejuvenation. So we're just going to do a quick clean out energetically to help assist you with resting your physical body. Okay? So at that edge of your aura out in front of you, I want you to imagine all the way up. If you imagine that you could float all the way up to the sun, right at the edge of your aura, so in line there, you're going to start to bring down this thick, clear piece of plexiglass as if it's a curtain that you could draw down. Take a nice deep breath and bring this curtain all the way down. This thick, clear glass, let it start to help you own your space. Down in front of your physical body at the edge of your aura, all the way down to the center of the earth, extending out to the sides. And anyone that you think of, that you feel responsible for, or stuff you've got going on, once that glass is set, I want you to imagine you just putting it all on the other side. First for now. Cleaning out your space. This is about you and your body for right now. Just use this tool of separation. And you might need to hold that boundary for a moment. I almost sense that I'm physically holding it for a moment if it gets a little wobbly or a little shaky, and reminding myself it's right there. It's not going anywhere. I am safe and I am allowed to own my space. We have to give ourselves permission sometimes to own our own space in all sorts of ways. Physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and purposefully. Other people can have ideas, and we can have enough doubt in our space that we allow those ideas in. So there's no blame, there's no judgment here, just awareness, observation, and clearing so that we can rest. And you may notice certain areas you want to write down or capture and revisit. Okay, so for now we're going to leave that there. And now we're going to start to enter your physical body. We're going to move through the chakras, and then we're going to invite your light in. So starting here at the top. I'm going to start right above you at your knowingness. Just notice any sensations present. Any people up in your crown, anything going on for you here, anything that's affecting you in terms of rest, anything that's causing any overwhelm or spinning, Anyone's information you tend to make senior to yours, that you think is more important than yours. We don't always do this consciously. Sometimes there's someone up there, a few people up there, that we let in. This is just time to become aware of it. Just give it space to be and to move. There's nothing you have to do right now other than be right here, present with yourself, with whatever is. Take a nice long and deep breath and exhale, letting it go. Just let things start to fall away or just move into an appropriate space for right now. And with each clean out, we're going to invite in that warm, nourishing golden sunlight. You owning your highest information. Right here, you owning your knowingness, your path. And imagining that golden light filling up the space above you. All the way up to the sun, all the way to the top of your head. And all the way above you, around you, extending out in all directions. And now moving into your third eye, your head. Just first notice any thoughts, places of tension, any spinning or overwhelm. What do you see? What do you feel? What are you thinking? Letting each thought just go by without any grip that it's yours. One of my first tools of meditation when I was a kid was just see thoughts floating by as if they're clouds in the sky that you get to witness and watch. It's always a good reminder. And if there's any places of physical tension or any awareness, going behind, right at the back of your physical body, and staying there, and being fully with any places of tension or discomfort. We don't have to pressure it, we don't have to push it, we don't have to make it something, we just offer it opportunity and attention for it to move as energy. So we stay behind it, we let it get tight and tense until it releases and expands, and there's more space energetically. And then more space for more inspiration, more ease, more connection, and more flow to come in. And sometimes being in a place of tension is challenging, so we can also move around places of tension where it's easy and effortless, or where there's a little bit more relaxation, and then let that relaxation expand. And then you can go back to the place of tension and then see, is it a little easier now? Take a nice long and deep breath. And let it go. And inviting in this golden light now to move into your physical body, entering in through your head, nourishing and filling up every part of your third eye, your head, any places of tension, your jaw, any muscles in your face. Filling up, it can even extend out of your physical body into your auric space, this golden light taking over. You may even feel some space starting to be created and starting to expand. And now moving down into your throat. Again, what do you notice? Any places of tension? Are there any conversations you've been wanting to have? Anything you've been swallowing or holding back? Anything you're ready to share? Anything that's becoming even more clear that you want to start speaking out? Start to imagine just letting that all be possible, letting it all go right now. Anything that's been stuck between your mind and your throat. It was so counterintuitive when I started this style of meditation to be with the fears and the doubts, the insecurities. We're so often told to not make anything negative, be with the positive, rewire, reframe the negatives into positive. But really right now we're observers. There's just always a both. Everything coexists. So when we release judgments, we release those doubts, those insecurities, and we give ourselves time to be with them, they don't have as much control or power over us. They don't run our lives unconsciously. We're with them. And that's what we're giving ourselves time to do right now, which then allows us to have deeper relaxation, rejuvenation, healing. Take a nice deep breath into your throat. Let it go. Now see that golden light expand down through your throat, into your shoulders, down and out your arms, down into your chest. And now let's look at your heart chakra, the center of your chest. Take a nice long deep breath. Hold it for a moment and let it go. Staying behind the back of your body, behind your heart. Anything you've been holding on to. Any fears, doubts, places of loneliness, or lack of acceptance. Just take a moment to notice that. Again, with that observer mind, we're just noticing what's present in our body. When all these areas stack up, it's really hard to rest and to let go. Take a nice long and deep breath and let it go. And now bringing that awareness down even further into your solar plexus. First, notice the sensations. Maybe there's subtle movements that happen, a little stretch. Let that be. Follow your body. This is you trusting your body, tuning into yourself, building your awareness and space for relaxation and rejuvenation. Take a nice long and deep breath. Energy here is about competition, about doing, identity. And what do you notice? Does anyone or anything come up? Any places you haven't been feeling good enough? The shoulds that are stacking, any more that you need to do? Again, just bringing awareness to it. And let it go. And moving that golden light from your heart space all the way down now, filling up into your stomach, all around, front, sides, your ribs expanding with each breath, supporting you at your back, reminding yourself you're always loved, guided, and supported. Saying that to yourself. I am always loved, guided, and supported. And saying it even slower, relaxing into that as your truth. And again, you may feel some breath expand, some spaces opening up. Energy is moving and flowing. Now you're going to bring that down towards your second chakra. Sacral chakra, your creativity, your male or female energy channels, your space for body flow, sexuality, sensuality. And just see what you notice here. Is there movement? Is there stillness? Thoughts? Places that may feel stuck? Any fears? And just sit with the tension if there's any, or any discomfort. Again, it's just about building awareness and learning how to be with body sensations that are uncomfortable. The more we can do that, the more space there is to grow and transform. People think meditation often requires stillness, but we work towards building moments of stillness. We don't just have stillness. Stillness is at the end of the work. And it's not the goal, it's the journey. The journey of awareness, the journey of building and loving who you are through it all is a benefit of meditation that allows us to raise that parasympathetic nervous system. It's not just about having nothing going on in our space. These are practical ways of using meditation throughout your day to serve you and assist you with everyday life. And if you notice a place of tension, you can also go right around it where there's a place of openness or less tension, and go there and allow that to start to expand. We go where it's easy first. We don't always have to just sit in the tension itself, and then when we go back to the space potentially of some tension or discomfort or physical discomfort, we notice it can get even smaller. So you You can try different ways, and different things work at different times, which is why we increase our tool belt. Sometimes we go right into the tension or the anger. We're with it fully, it's hot and fiery, and then it releases. And then space is created for a new way of being. Take a nice, long, deep breath. And relax. Let it go. Let's bring that light down now, filling up completely down your chest, stomach, back. Now your lower abdomen, your low back, all around. Filling up with that warm and nourishing golden sunlight. Now we're going to get to the pelvis, grounding, root chakra. And notice what's here. Any thoughts of fears around survival, any places where it's challenging to ground. If you're familiar with a grounding cord, what do you notice? Is it in past time, present time, future time? If you're not, just notice, where do you tend to get stuck or think about most? Are you stuck in the future and what's going to happen, what you want to happen? Do you tend to spin? Or do you go into the past? Do you live there? In what was or what could have been? And in different areas of our lives, we may have different patterns. Today's meditation is just a short introduction for you to give yourself some time to be with what is in your present. What's true for you right now with your grounding? How solid is the foundation below you? Can you feel your feet opening up, receiving the energy of the earth, grounding you, helping you feel even more stable? That energy running through is a great source of flow. And take a nice long and deep breath. Holding your breath and let it go. And now see that thick grounding cord right at the base of your spine, straight down, all the way down to the center of the earth. And now bring in that golden light all the way down, even further through your belly, filling up all the areas in your pelvis, in your back, the root of your spine, down and out your legs, filling up every inch of your feet, every cell in your body nourished. Feel it go all the way down. And now check in with that auric space around you. Just see what you notice now. You may feel a little more space open up, softer, smoother edges around your aura. And if not, that's okay too. And now go to your heart. You can place your hands there if that's comfortable for you. Taking a nice long deep breath into your heart space. See if you can get just your chest to move. Then ask yourself, what would you love? Whether that's for your moment, for your day, or something larger that you're in the midst of manifesting or accomplishing or creating. Allow that space and just see if that moves and flows through your entire body with ease. Then take a moment of rest for yourself in stillness. Place your hands down, palms facing up, relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, every muscle in your face relax. Moving inward, relaxing behind your throat. Relaxing your chest. Down your arms and your fingertips. Let gravity help assist you. Letting your physical body fully move and feel secure into the space it's in. Relaxing into this safe space. Doing great. Take another nice, long, and deep breath. Letting any weight keep moving down through your body. Just keep letting it go in your belly, your chest, your back. Just let it fall away or melt down out your body. You can let it drop down your grounding cord or just fall right off. This is your time for you. And take another long and deep breath. Just ask yourself, is there anything you need or want right now for your body? Is it something you can give to yourself right now? Or write down or capture or plan for at some point? And when we don't have time for this, even just moments of breath work can help us start to rest. Moments of reminding our physical body, our emotional body that we're safe. We've got this. That we're enough. Help us to rest and relax and rejuvenate. As we start to close this meditation, I invite you one last time to connect to that warm golden sunlight above you, as high as you can go, and then start to bring that into your body, filling up with that light. Maybe you imagine it as a waterfall. You hear the sounds of a waterfall and bring it all in if that feels good for you. Rounding that out one more time. One final deep, long, nourishing breath. Holding your breath at the top, bringing your hands up, letting the palms cover your closed eyes. As you exhale, you open your eyes into the darkness of your palms. And when you're ready, move your palms away and start to let the light in. Staring at your hands for a moment, relaxing your shoulders. And I invite you now to take some time to journal what that experience was like for you, what you noticed, what you might need, anything you're calling in, and let it go.